It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5, shit, get up and leave. It's the Green Rush Nation podcast.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy B-GUNZ here on the Green Rush Nation podcast. Today we have a very special guest, legend in the industry, Cali Plug. Thank you for coming out.
Man, I appreciate being here, man. Let's get it.
How was the ride out? Not too bad?
It wasn't that bad. You know, we came right from DTLA, right from the trap. And
okay.
We jumped on that 10 Wheezy and got out to the valley, and we here.
Beautiful.
Let's get it.
I'm glad to hear that travels weren't terrible because we know how LA could be. But so here on the Green Rush Nation podcast, we don't just want to know about your business, but we also want to know about you a little bit, you know? So when was the first time that you came in contact with marijuana? And do you remember the experience?
Damn, 12 years old. I ain't gonna lie, 12 years old.
Okay. And are you from out here? Where are you from?
Well, I actually grew up in Michigan.
Okay.
But I've been back and forth my whole life. I've had family out here, LA, OC. So actually, right when I was born, like the first week I was born, my mom literally left my dad, jumped on a plane, and came to California until I was like 1 year old. So technically, I was like a Cali hybrid baby.
Okay.
Right out the 818 right here. You feel me?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a ton of weed out here. So 12 years old, you said that's pretty damn young. What was your first experience with weed?
Well, there was one of my homeboys at the time. I haven't even really spoke about this on an interview, but his name was Brett Anderson. And Brett, he was at a different school, and we went to elementary school together, and we ended up linking back up in middle school. Like, oh, have your parents come drop you off. Boom, boom, boom. And he brought a sack with him. And he's like, yo, like, we gotta, like, smoke this, dog. Like, boom. He's like, putting in tinfoil this. We opened my window. My dad came down like this. What are you doing? Like, boom. We showed some kids at the movie theater, like, not kids, I mean, like, teenagers. We showed them the movie theater, and they're like, oh, this oregano. And they, like, lightweight jacked them. They didn't get me. They, like, lightweight jacked them.
Damn.
Or they pinched out of it. I can't really, like, distinctively remember, but that was, like, my first interaction. And then, boom. And then I ended up, when I was 13, a year later, ended up starting smoking.
Okay.
And throwing down on sacks.
There you go. Got 5 on it?
Yeah, you know, I was always, like, infatuated by just whatever, like, was just frowned upon. You feel me? Like, I was infatuated by it. You know?
If they told you not to do it, you were interested?
Yeah. I had to be like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, what's going on? It was, like, tough for me to understand Friday and all these movies. Like, when I was a kid, I'm like,
yep.
What are they rolling up? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, okay, you know, but it is what it is. You know, I did grow up in a good area, so there were, you know, a little bit of marijuana influences, but it started just becoming crazy. The Michigan scene's crazy right now, too.
Right now, insane.
Insane.
And do you remember getting high your first time you smoked?
Not really. To tell you the
Okay.
truth, not really.
Most people do say that.
Yeah.
But shit, I remember my first couple times, didn't really feel nothing besides like paranoia. So I thought weed was like not for me, you know? So a couple times I would go, wait for the feeling, it would come. I'm like, I don't like this. So last time I tried it, then I was waiting for the paranoia, and it never kicked in. So I was like, this is kind of cool. I kind of like this shit. Right. And then that was it. I was just a smoker from then on out. But so now down the road, were you always just a consumer of it, or at a young age did you start like, hey, I could probably make some money off this shit?
Well, there's a lot of risk involved and everything, but when I turned about 14, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I can figure some type of strategy out because there were so many people smoking. I ended up going to a new school, you know, and it just started getting a little bit more lackadaisical at the time, you know, just within the culture, hip hop, people smoking, obviously getting older as a teenager. And there was a gentleman when I was like 14 who I'm like, cool, I'm going to buy my first zip off you. Boom. You feel me? And then me and one of my other friends, Drew, we threw down on it. You know, it's just another like older kid finesse situation. We ended up paying like $400 for our first zip.
Okay.
And it was like, yeah, it was like some like kind of like skunkish, but it still had like beaster appeal to it. Like kind of looked like, you know, like just some like leafy northern lights. You feel me?
Okay.
So I just kept on like hiding in my room, thought I could sling it, this, that. Got paranoid one day, gave it to one of my other homies. He ended up fucking running off with it. Like, you know, it's just one of those situations. Like, I thought I could pull it off, and I had like a diabolical plan when I was 14. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break it out of this. I'm gonna sell it this. Everybody's already used to like $50, $60 eighters. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell, boom, the grams at this price. Boom, I'm gonna make this much profit. And I was actually taking a huge risk at the time. Like, come to think of it, like an insane risk, like risking my freedom, life, and safety. But, you know, I did it, and I had fun at the time. Like, people don't know this about me, but I was really, like, never really good at selling weed. You know what I mean? Like, I would always fuck it up. Like, I would never. It just, the thing about selling weed independently, you know, without the core distro or core dispensary or security or all this shit, like, there's no such thing as being too hard and too tough, and there's no such thing as being too soft. You can't find that in between. Yeah. So you always got these constant variables of what could happen, and everything that did happen has happened to me. You feel me? So A to Z. You know, like I'm talking probably like just being around 20, 30, 40, 50 different robbery scenarios for grams, eighths, ounces, like, you know, boom. From real guns to B-GUNZ to people throwing, like, everything you could imagine, I've seen it, because I was really sociable at the time. Especially AOL Instant Messenger was big, AIM was big. Yep. So, you know, I had a bunch of my custies and Clio on AIM. I never had a cell phone, really, so I never had the proper logistics when I was that age, you know. And there was heavy enforcement at the time within, like, the DARE program and just, like, the schools. Like, you know, it was heavily frowned upon. You know, now it's kind of more becoming a alcohol stigma, like cannabis is like alcohol. Honestly, I don't push it onto the youth using it. You know, I don't push it onto any youth using it. Of course. I'm just going through my experience, obviously. But did I answer the question, or did I just start going off?
No, you're doing well. Definitely. But it's okay. Yeah, so you got into the weed. And now, what was like the thing that made you really like, okay, so you were 14 years old though. Most 14-year-olds are not even thinking about business, selling weed, all that kind of shit. What do you think made you do it so young? Like, I'm gonna just do this, you know?
Well, you know what? I just, in a sense, like, I guess, I hate to say this, but it was a sense of money, social acceptance too. You know, I don't like putting it on the table like that, but, you know, I wanted to be accepted by my peers. I wanted to have the best weed around. Yeah. You know, and you can ask anybody. My homie Yanni had the best weed around. And I was always with Yanni. So Yanni got plugged up by a guy named G. G was Jamaican. So it was a crazy story. He just seen this dude driving in a 745, some Rasta dude in Detroit, and he honked at they linked up. And G had the G13, Super Silver Haze, everything. And then there was a guy named Ant-Man. Ant-Man had the bubble gums and the skunks. And, I mean, they were getting top dollar. I'm talking like $400 a zip all the way up.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Like, there wasn't you buying a pound, you're buying a pound $400 a zip all the way up.
That's crazy.
Like $125 a quarter type of shit. You know what I mean?
What year was this?
It's like 03, 04, 05, 06. You feel me?
Yeah.
So there was a heavy surge of beasters. And the beasters were the British Columbian bud that was vacuum sealed really tight, and it turned into these little corn buds and shit. And they were smuggled over the border, whether it be Washington, Michigan, and it was heavy smuggling. You know, like, I could talk about this now. You know, my Albanians, they went crazy with that shit. People in Windsor, British Columbia, Toronto, like the bikers. You know, I'm not gonna say no bikers, but they had that shit on lock, bro. And they created that beaster market, that BC market, which, you know, stemmed down to the consumer paying like $250 to $300 a zip, depending on where you're at. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, you know, there was another level of like high grade, a homegrown that was like 400 plus a zip. You know what I mean? But I'm speaking in general in Midwest. I'm not speaking Cali, LA, the Bay, you know, whatever was around at that time. You know, whether it be the Bay had the grapes and the perps and all that stuff, their time with that, and other flavors. And then they had the weed that wasn't as good, the Bammers, the Reggies, the AZs, the Corns, whatever. You feel me? And then, you know, LA had the little chronic wave. And then the OG came, obviously, you know, but now I'm just going another route. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, I had a diabolical plan. I guess it got me here. You know, I'm good at marketing weed. You know, I'm good at the distribution aspect. you know.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, I've never grown a gram.
Okay.
So we happen to be the biggest weed brand in the world, volume-wise. So we can go numbers, we can go pound for pound, we can go box for box, whatever you want to do. We are the biggest when it comes to flower, indoor flower. Indoor flower. So I've never grown a gram. You know, I would like to get more hands-on with that, you know. There's always kind of been a little separation with us and the growers. Like the people with the 1,000 lighters, 2,000 lighters, 3,000 lighters, they kind of want the brand, boom, and they want to be heavy in the streets. At the same time, we want to be heavy in the rooms and the genetics.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of these people keep on using the same phenos and the same moms, and the price keeps on going down, and they just stop giving a fuck about the actual curation process.
Yeah.
So keep on going. That's it.
Yeah. So obviously, you just said you haven't grown a gram. How do you go and choose your cultivation?
You know what? I don't choose any cultivation. The cultivation chooses me.
Okay.
And that being said, there's usually I don't like using the word middleman, but there's usually a middleman in the mix of that. So somebody's bringing it to me. You feel me? And they're doing the level of QC, delivering it to me, and from there I'm executing on what I want to put in my bags. You know, just like all the other brands. Doja Pack, great one. You feel me?
Yeah.
He doesn't grow, and he's got the biggest brand in the world, just like me. You hear me?
Yeah.
And you know, he can talk all this pheno and genetic stuff, but he doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Burner doesn't grow either. You feel
true.
me? Like they're tastemakers, just like I am, and
Absolutely.
and people have to respect that, and the cultivators have to respect that. We put the time in marketing and QCing and branding and getting out and engaging to the actual consumers, and that's why we're at where we're at. You know, those are pretty good, and young LB too, great person too to put in this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not growers, bro. We're just tastemakers. We find the flavors, we pump them on the streets, we get them to the right people, and we get them to the masses.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I mean, obviously it does show because you guys have great quality product. Your boy was actually telling me something interesting about your packaging because we figured you guys probably would get copied left and right. But he says that you guys make a certain amount of each bag, so it's very hard for you guys to get copied.
Yeah, you know what? We're so direct to the consumer that we don't get copied.
Okay.
Because the consumer can come right to us. So like us having packaging issues hasn't been an issue. And Boyd Street, like all the fake packaging on Boyd Street, they really won't even do us like that. They might put a little bit of fake vape packaging and stuff, and we're not tripping about that. Like, yo, let them get their money, whatever. Like, you know, that's just is what it is. It's going to happen to you, you know, if you have a brand that's popping, obviously. But we haven't had that much issues with fake packaging, you know. So we serial number our bags through 25,000. We do 25,000 bags at a time. And we usually switch bags every month or maybe even sooner. So the consumer's always waiting for the next bag and the next drop and the next hype.
Beautiful.
Kind of similar to Supreme's way of rolling stuff out.
Definitely keeping the customer engaged. And I see that you guys have like this scratch here stuff on that. What is that?
Yeah, well, we create a different level of engagement. You know, like, for example, what's happening here with the whole Prop 215 vibe is like, oh, we got to mask up. Boom, this, that, be in the corner. Perfect example is like Jungle Boys, TLC, Toluca Lake Caregivers, and like, and they gave off more of this custy vibe, like, here, get it out, here. And we more have been like, yo, we embrace our customers, we embrace the city. That's why we became the brand for LA and the brand for California, the whole state. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if anyone wants to contest that, let's go. Pound for pound, bag for bag, custody for custody. I hate to use the word custody, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that being said, like, we have a level of engagement that's different. They more have a level of just getting money, stacking, getting more licenses, expanding, growing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, so our scratchers give them a level of retention to come back to our pop-ups or our shop to get what they want, like, you know, so it's a way to get them back into the store, you know, and it gives them a sense of like cereal box games. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're reading the back of the cereal box. It's like packaging is packaging now. It's all the same flour. Yeah. Everyone's got the same weed. You know, like I said, it's all the same stuff. Like I'm explaining this to customers. Like we all got the same indoors. So you can say my weed's this, you can say Cookies or Jungle Boy's weed's this, you could say whatever, but we all got the same flower. I might get flower from them, you know, I might get flower from this grow. It's all the same stuff. And the customer sees through that now. They're like, yo, well, we have to give them another level of experience. These dispensaries are making so much money. They don't offer any technical rewards. This is our way of giving back to the consumer. Yo, scratch off the back of it. Let's see what you want. Come back if you want something. Boom. And they can win all types of goodies. You know, we have people that come with stacks like every day. We have people out of town that have been saving like 100, 200 bags.
Wow.
And they come redeem them T-shirts, hats, hoodies, 1 ounce, mushrooms, whatever it is, flour, boom, whatever they win on the back of the scratch off. And it gives them a sense of excitement, and it gives them something more than just buying a bag of weed. They need more. The consumer needs more. You feel me? So we're willing to give them that, and the other brands won't give them that. They want to just custody them.
Yeah.
And we actually want to be like, yo, like, let's do a little bit more and be a little bit more compassionate and embrace our customers and embrace the city, you know?
Yeah. And it's something to do, you know, it's fun. Like, I heard you also used to do the stash and dashes, which I feel get people engaged and stuff. But I also heard you have a crazy
Actually,
prize.
one of the originators of the stash and dashes.
Oh,
so,
geez.
yeah, you see any legal companies or anybody, Target or someone doing stash and gift cards or that or money, we like created the treasure hunt in a sense. Like, we are the ones, we brought it to mainstream. So I've done over like 1,000 stash and dashes. I kind of cooled on the stash and dashes because, you know, I don't want stuff to get dangerous where people are driving real quick to get to something. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I might do it in the next stash and dash I do. I might be like, yo, everybody's going to win. Everybody gets a free ticket.
Yeah.
Long as you're over 18, you get a free ticket. So it's one thing with the stash and dashes. We don't want kids pulling up too, and we don't want people like getting hit by cars and shit or fucking shit up, because there has been car crashes and shit like that. And so that's why I kind of cooled it on the stash and dashes. You know, when I have 40, 50 people pulling up somewhere in 5 minutes and this running past red lights and causing possible harm to people, I'm like, you know what, let me fall back. This is starting to bring urban chaos. It's fun, it's engageful, but let me fall back and let me find a new way to restructure the stash and dashes just so they're safe and we're not like causing any type of vulnerability to anybody. You feel me?
Absolutely. No, definitely the people are important, so we want to keep them safe. But so you're creating a feeling for these people is what you're really doing. And that's smart because most people, like you said, they don't want to just feel like a customer. They want to feel like, okay, I'm part of this. I'm part of what they got going on, you know?
Yeah.
This is the weed I smoke.
Yeah, and these not to put their business out, but these guys got so much money too. Like, I mean, they got hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Cure Company, Pat, like, this guy's rich, like, for real. Like, he's got so much money, and like, to even do something like this, they won't even do it because, you know, they got accountants, they got portfolios, they got projections, they got investors. They can only do so much giving back to the consumer. Like, one little 420 giveaway, and it's probably brands that gave them free stuff. You know, it comes with a lot of greed. You know, a lot of people come with this dope dealer mentality from like the 70s, 80s, 90s that we just have to drop, and the Prop 215 vibe, we just have to drop. And like, no matter what, like, even if the cultivators aren't winning, they're still winning. I hate saying it, dude.
Yeah.
And they're still winning. They're not getting the margins they want or the profitability they wanted.
Yeah.
Because they haven't improved their genetics and they haven't improved their brand. And if they were popping phenos and really getting down to it and really coming up with good nutrient formulas and different ways of different styles and different types of breeding and stuff, these guys would be winning. They would be getting top dollar for their bags. So, you know, it's a lot of hardship. You know, they feel like, oh fuck, I'm only getting 800-900 a stack for my units. They don't want to give back, or, you know, they don't want to show love. You feel me? Like, you know, like, it's nothing. We'll go to Skid Row. We'll show love. Like, we're not better than nobody. You see what I'm saying? And it helps humble us down too at the same time. You feel me? So, like, you know, just doing like community outreach, giving back, and showing love to consumers is big, bro. It's
Absolutely.
big. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and, you know, I challenged all the brands, all the dispensaries, all the stores, just keep giving back, have fun. Do a patient appreciation day once a month. Do a buy one, get one free. Do whatever. Just keep on doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And obviously you're doing it at such a big scale now, but I know that wasn't always the case. I watched an interview where you said you were on Hollywood Boulevard just flipping grams, flipping whatever you could, you know? Yeah,
dude, tell you the truth, and you can ask like any of these trap shops, these Prop 215 shops, right around here in Reseda, Van Nuys, North Hollywood. I was that kid coming in. Well, I'm an 18-year-old coming in, bringing somebody into the shop, getting a gram, getting another gram for bringing a new patient, and the patient getting another gram for buying a gram. So technically, I could come into a shop with $15, purchase 1 gram, and because I brought that consumer in, I would get a free gram, and because that consumer's first time purchase, he would get a free gram. So I would get 3 grams for $15.
Wow.
And then from there, I would go hit Area, Ladue, My House, Hollywood, hit the Roosevelt. Like you heard in my last interviews, I used to be around Nipsey and all these guys just like on Hollywood Boulevard, just like hustling. Like if you really know me, like I'm a real Hollywood Boulevard hustler. Like right off the train, boom. Right off the orange line, red line, boom, right here, Sherman Way, all the way down. Like, you know, I'm not capping. Like, you can really ask people that worked as bud tenders at shops. They'll tell you. Matter of fact, SoCal Co-op, now they're Syndicate. You feel me? They had the Master POG and all this stuff. That's a perfect, right on Ventura Boulevard, right here in, like, I think Woodland Hills or Tarzana. Boom, they had it. You know, I used to be there every other day buying a sack.
Yeah.
Some expensive ass OG.
Hey, back in the day, it was like I come from New York, and we were paying $20 for a gram. So like we were getting ripped off.
Just came a long way, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think this is one of the things like over time that has gone down in price. You know, everything else has skyrocketed. Weed has gone down. A little bit funny to see.
And that's something else we can talk about. You know, it's like everyone's like, there needs to be a market correction. There needs to be a market correction. The market correction is only a perception of what the growers want. You see what I'm saying? And the distributors want, because we have such fast cash flows of we need to pay bills and pay staff. So a lot of these guys that got big facilities in Adelanto out here, they got to make their quotas. They got to. So if they got to let their packs go for $800-900, boom, they have to. Even if they know their shit, yo, these worth 11, 12, 13. I know it. I know they're worth 11 to 13. They got to get COD. They got to get the money off, or they got to get the bread quick. So it creates a level of frustration within the market for a market correction. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have been seeing the prices on trim and leaders right now, trim and leaders went up.
Yeah.
That's because there's like 3 major labs that can kind of consolidate the price for that. The problem we have is we have so many big indoor growers that they can't, the indoor growers have such big egos and they have their own things going on. If all these guys were to come together and be like, you know what, we're not letting anything go under 1,000 a piece. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Nobody do it. You know, if there's just like 10 of these guys, Pat from Cure Company, maybe Stizzy, these guys, this Adelanto facilities, that, big guys up north, boom. They all, if everybody came together and was like, yo, let's do it like this. But it's cash flow. We need the cash flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like people got so many lights, and you know what? A lot of these guys are getting more lights, and they're starting more facilities because they're good at what they do. And you know what? They're still winning. The growers are still winning. No matter what. And as long as everybody's making 10 to 20%, they're winning.
Yeah.
And fuck COVID and prices being $4,000 or $5,000 a piece, and fuck 1996 and 2004 when OG was $4,000, $3,000. Like, just shut up about that. Focus on today and present.
Yeah.
And just getting it out. You know what I mean? Just get it out. Get that fucking cash, dude. And stop like reminiscing about this shit and how the game's fucked up and shit. Because you only allow it to be fucked up.
Yeah.
That's it.
You got to just make the change yourself, you know? Be the change you want to see. Yep. But so now here in 2025, how has your day-to-day changed like from back in the day? What's your day-to-day look like now?
From when? From like
just like from back trapping days. Now you're big, huge, successful. Everybody knows your name and stuff like that.
Honestly, bro, I gotta push for more. I gotta push for greatness, and I gotta rearrange the narrative. You feel me?
Yeah.
LA locals are ounce smokers, bro. We're not eighth smokers. So these Prop 215 shops that were created by all the Prop 215 owners and the original pre-ICO dudes, they set the market, and New York set the market too. So we had like the pre-ICO setting the market of like, well, we're going to sell it by the eighth. This is how much it's going to go for. And then like the legal market, you can only buy an ounce. Like, what the fuck? Like, in other states, it's 2 ounces. Like, why is California 1 ounce on the legal market and all the other states is 2 ounces? It's like, this shit's ass backwards. Yeah. But they purposely do it like that. They want to fuck everybody, and they want to fuck the legal stores too. But, you know, and the legal shops are all winning too. You know, they're saying, like, they're all winning. If they're open, they're winning. Yeah. You know, till they close down and shut the lights off and sell it, that's when they're fucked. You feel me? But, you know, a lot of these licenses that were $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, they're like $300,000-400,000. And guess what? They're going to keep on going down in price.
Yeah.
And that license that they bought for millions might be worth only 100 G's, 80 G's.
Yeah.
Just like Oregon or Washington or Colorado, same thing. It's the same thing in the market. It's happening right now. Like I'm seeing a bunch of $800, $900 units that are cool, bro. I'm not a hater. Like I'm seeing good work, bro. And $800-900, bro. Not just Bubba and not I don't want to say Asian work, but that's what, you know, the culture perceives it as. So I'm gonna use that term. But you know, that's what it is. Like, you know, like it is what it is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like the market is where it stands, but we have a overproduction of a commodity. There's so much of it, and it needs to get sold here in LA, and that's why we're the missing link. You feel me? We're the missing link because the weed doesn't need to go out of town. And let me give a really good statement to everybody from New York. All right, so if you don't fly to LA and try the flower and really purchase it, you're not getting an experience. Yeah. So it's hard. Don't take this the wrong way. It's hard for me to take anybody as a connoisseur seriously if the pack went in the mail, it got crushed, vacuum sealed, or it went in a plane. It's been combustion and air pressure, 3,000 miles and 40 different weathers and coming down and getting off the suitcase. You're not getting the real experience of that flower. So how are you a connoisseur? You don't really get the experience. You don't even know what you're smoking. Yeah. Because even with the beasters, the reason they called them beasters is because they were compressed like a brick. And the thing is, when the flower compresses, it loses THC contents. And it also causes excessive moisture too, which can lead to other things. I don't really want to get into that too, but you're not getting the right experience. So you really need to come to LA, AKA the land, pull up to Cali Plug and get the right experience. But I'm gonna let you go on. Keep going, bro.
Of course. Yeah, no, so that's definitely a big thing in New York. I always was like, we need our shit from Cali, but that's why I moved out here, bro, because I was tired of the bullshit.
Hey, bro, you did it, man, and congratulations on your journey, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But obviously in the cannabis industry, huge things is strategic partnerships and just collaborations. You have any collaborations that you're working on currently?
Like, you know, we down to work with everyone. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we want to work with creative people, but we're not in the game to just like go around and look for weed brands to go do stuff with. And, you know, tell you the truth, a lot of the legal people don't fuck with us. Okay. So all the legal brands not fucking with us causes like a little bit of a void because, excuse me, people want to see us collab. Yeah. People want to see us work together. People want to see it. So people want to see Cali Plug Stizzy or Cali Plug cookies. I'm not a hater. Yeah. I'm down to work with everybody. Like, I'm down. Like, you know, it just comes down to ego. Even if there's $100 million on the table, like, it's not about the money. It's just about perception and ego. Like, what this person said or what they think or the stigma that carries. And it's like, whatever. Black market, white market, white market. You've been domesticated by the government and Newsom to think that way, then think that way, bro. That's on you. Yeah. You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm not hating on you, but obviously we have some big collabs. Like, obviously, like, what am I talking about? Like, we got some big collabs coming. I'm thinking of what I can talk about right now. So we're collabing with Diamond, Nikki Diamond. That's a
fire
huge skate brand. We're collabing with LRG. That's a huge clothing brand. So those two I can say. Also, a restaurant, food chain called Roll 'em Up Toquitos, and they just opened a location in Porter Ranch, and they just opened a location in Pasadena. Okay. So go hit up Roll 'em Up Toquitos. We're gonna have our own collab with them, our own special with them, and they're doing great. They got hella franchises and shit. And we're in the talks with a couple other people. We'll see where it stems. We'll see where it stems. Maybe Godspeed. We're talking to them. Ike Sandwich, we're talking to them. Okay, interesting. So we're just like outside the cannabis spectrum. Like, you know, we're outside that, you know, like, but don't get me wrong, we're down to work with anybody. Like, we don't close the door. Like, as long as it's creative and you have something else to bring to the table, we're not going to just, let's rename Lemon Cherry to Snickerdoodle Poodles and let's put it in a bag and put a Snickerdoodle in a box and do that. Like, we're not trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like, the consumer's already seen that. Let's just do our own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's it. Like, you know, we definitely down to work with all the cannabis brands and all the upcoming cannabis brands. Like, we don't hate or discriminate, but it is what it is. Like, you know, people are just doing the same shit. You know, it's the same orange juice and another orange juice thing. It's the same bottle of water and now it's in a glass jar. The water's in a glass jar. Yeah. But it came out the same tap. Fiji, Aquafina, Mountain Valley. It's all But the fact the Mountain Valley is in the glass and it's this, you know what I mean? And
It's fancy.
I like it. I like the Mountain Valley. You know what I mean? Remember when the Voss came out and like MTV Cribs, like the athletes and Ludacris and all of them would open their fridge and they have all the
Full
Voss.
of it.
Like you'd be like, holy shit. Like even my parents in the 90s, like my parents were like, they thought bottled water was the stupidest thing. Like if you was a real 90s kid, like it's tap water. You put in your mouth under the tap and you drink it out the tap, bro. Like I didn't realize how dirty the tap water was, or they just maybe perceive that to be dirty. We don't even know really, realistically, but
It's true.
that's it.
Man, yeah, I definitely remember those days. But so do you guys have any like events that you guys do, or any coming up?
Yeah, we got an event Saturday. I don't know if this is gonna be out this early, but we got an event Saturday.
Okay.
With my homies at Bud Hut Delivery Service. Dope. They service the Valley too. Shout out to A18. And we got an event coming up South by Southwest with Roadrunners. We got a 420 event in Charlotte. Got another 420 event out here. We're about to be doing something in DC.
Okay.
We're about
Shit,
to be
so you
doing
guys are all over.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah, we got events everywhere.
That's
We got an event in Detroit this Saturday too.
Shout out to Detroit.
Yeah.
Fucking dope. Hell yeah, you guys going to the Zion Olympics at all, or?
You know, like, you know, I might do a little walk through there and just show love and just show love and just be outside. You feel me? And networking and campaigning, but like, legitimately, like, I'm not really too like, I don't want to be like sound like an industry hater, but I'm just like, you know, I'm kind of over this shit. Like, you feel me? Like, I still love like the vibes of going to Kushstock and being outside and being at these places and just keep on pushing, like, you feel me? And keep on being in people's faces and just giving out and being the people's champ and being the weed Santa Claus. You feel me? Like I still love that, but at the same time, like I'm a little over that shit, bro. Like, you know, come see me at the pop-up. You feel me? Come see me in my trap, my shop.
Absolutely. So you want to talk about your pop-ups a little bit? Because I know you do them very often.
Yeah, we've been open for almost 1,000 days straight. We've been open for 2.5 years.
Wow. God bless.
Bro. We switch locations every day. And just so you know, we specialize in medical storage, medical delivery, and medical distribution to patients that need primary caregivers and they need parcels and medical storage, you know? So like, just say you're a medical consumer and you have your 8 ounces, but you can't bring it back to your apartment in your house and you need someone to store it. You feel me? That's where we come in.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a gray area. Like people are like, how do you operate this, that? He's hot. He's got to be the government, the CIA. Like, bro, like nothing. Like, shut the fuck up. You sound stupid.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do. We work in the gray area, just within legalization. You know, if it's federally illegal, federally not legal, whatever it is, if it's legal in the state, illegal in the state. Now, just come to think of this. Having 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds right now is only a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Okay? So just so you know that, it's only a misdemeanor. It's only a ticket. You know what I mean? And at the same time, we have storage and we have individual storage units for our medical consumers and our medical patients that have their state medical card attached that have 8 ounces of storage.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, I could have 1,000 consumers times that by 8 ounces, and we're looking at around 500 pounds that I can have at a time. You feel me? And, you know, my microphone right now. So that's what we specialize in. So if anybody wants to know, we specialize in medical storage within the laws of California, and we play by the book. Obviously, you know, you can use the theater of the mind and think what you want, but it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Look up at the laws. Look up that whatever Senate Bill 420, whatever the fuck. Look all that shit up, bro.
And you know what that kind of reminds me of? That kind of reminds me of the medical days when people had to bring their customer list in, and the more customers they had, the more they can grow and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting.
Caregivers, donations. Yeah, I think people are just too domesticated on what the government wants us to do, and they actually don't look for ways to strategically or creatively operate. They're too focused on what Cookies is doing. You feel me? They're like, oh, and looking at the other person by not. I want to everything Cookies is doing. I want to do the exact opposite. So I love Cookies, no disrespect, but like everything they're doing, I want to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Everything Jungle Boys is doing, I want to do the exact opposite. So they're doing this, I want to do this.
This is like you said earlier.
They're selling eighths, I want to sell ounces. I just want to do the exact opposite. You feel me? Pretend like I never even seen their stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's is what it is, bro. The brands, everyone loves the brands. You feel me? There is no industry without the brands.
It's true. How important do you think that is to have strong branding nowadays in 2025?
Well, it's more about quality control and price point and engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no special sauce. I have no cheat code. Anybody can do what I'm doing. Anybody. It's just a lot of people lack the work ethic, and a lot of people want to be consumers. They don't want to be full-on distributors, trappers, trap shop, medical storage, illegal shops, and it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of fucking work, bro. And like, not saying people are lazy. It's just you really got to have like a passion to do this. If you don't got the passion, you're gonna get rolled over on, especially where the industry's over, and it's dangerous as fuck out here. So if you want to be around this constant danger, then do it, bro. Like it is what it is, bro. I don't want to like sound paranoid, but shit's dangerous as fuck.
It definitely is. And just to touch on the pop-ups, where can people find out about your pop-ups?
They can just DM me on Instagram at Cali Plug.
Okay, so you guys don't like post them anywhere, and
no, just DM me on Instagram at Cali Plug.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hit him up, like he said, if you need that. But so now 5-10 years down the line, where do you see Cali Plug?
Yeah. 5-10 years down the line, definitely want to do some stuff worldwide, like, you know, get to Barcelona, Spain,
definitely
Germany, France, and bring this movement and this Cali way of life. But I just want to rewrite the narrative. I want to give the consumers what they deserve. I want to give them the absolute lowest price on indoor, like the absolute lowest price on indoor, and just everybody play their position. If you do extracts, that's what you do. If you do flower, you do. If you start playing every like avenue, is tough. Like that's why I don't fuck with outdoors or depths. So I'll have people come with the $500,000 cash, $1 million cash, like, yo, just take me to someone. I'm like, I won't do it, bro. You couldn't give me $1 million. I just stay in my lane. I deal with indoor ZA, bigs and smalls, and then we have our SKUs, which we work with other manufacturers on the SKUs, and we deliver good prices on the SKUs, and we keep on improving our quality control, you know, and that's all I want to work on. But 5-10 years, definitely want to just see where the legalization goes, see where the market goes, see where the culture goes. And I just want to push hard for LA, and I want to push hard for California, and I just want to give the consumers the best price. You know what I mean? I just want to rewrite the narrative. It's got to be competitive. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fun, competitive. And don't get me wrong. Like, I wish like all the brands could come together and we can all hold hands right now. And like I said, I've said this in interviews, like sing Kumbaya, and it won't happen. Like the titans of the industries won't come together. I'm down, bro. Like I'm down to be, but they'll never respect me. They'll never respect what I've done and what I've been able to do. You feel me? And I don't need the sense of legal acceptance to make me feel fulfilled. Like, I don't need 100 stores. It'd be dope though. Like, I would love to have 100 dispensaries and really be fucking killing it on a franchise corporate level. But then again, we see what happened to cookies, bro. They're shutting down hella stores right now. You know, maybe people overdo it. You know, and a lot of these brands are really good and they jump legal too quick, bro. They just like, oh, we got to do this. We got to get licensed. We got to get legal. We got to do this. We got to do this. Bro, if Jungle Boys would have waited a couple years and connected in Alien Labs, dude, these brands all fell off, man. Like, in my opinion, and they were amazing brands, bro. I love these brands, bro. Yeah. And it just sucks because it just got too wrecked. It got too corporate. It got too volumized, too masked. And it just, a lot of growers and partners and shit went wrong with genetics. Yeah. Like, you remember, like, the first Gary Payton that dropped was amazing. The first Cheetah Piss that dropped was amazing. The first Biscotti, all the original Jungle Boy strains, the strawberry, the purple punch, all that shit was dope when it came out, bro. Yeah. Yep. And then it just, like, fell off. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just a lot of grower egos, bro. A lot of grower egos, people running off with genetics, setting up the grow, getting broken into, and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just a mess. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just sets us back. It sets the cultures back. You know, you got these small batch growers that don't want to align with the big facilities, and a lot of these small batch growers can't grow in a big facility. Yeah, it doesn't come out right. So it's got to be small batch. You see what I'm saying? And there's just, like, you know, and the facilities just pump out the mass amount of candies, and it is what it is. The market is what it is. Yeah, no, it is crazy. And there is, the market's flooded right now, and everybody wants candy, you know? Yeah. A lot of people are staying away from the OGs now. I don't know why, but I guess they don't yield as much. There's a little OG wave. You know, we've been actually working on sourcing OGs and working on getting them in the bag and making sure they blow good, blow white and shit. So it's like there is a market for OG, but it's just not going to surge again because the OG that the consumer really wants is more of a small batch look than the rec OG. So like all the rec OG, like the Marathon, all that shit, it has a generic rec look and rec taste. And plus a lot of these people are using Athena, and Athena's gonna just draw out the terp and give them a chemical high. So a lot of these consumers, they don't even know what they're smoking. They're just getting a chemical high through the nutrients. You feel me? They're getting cracked out through the nutrients. And we haven't seen the effect that does to the consumer. So we'll see in like the next 5-10 years if they have psychosis, depression, or whatever it is, or whatever class action lawsuit they do on these motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah. Now that's definitely scary to think that things like that are going into the weed that can cause shit like psychosis.
This is on the legal market too, bro. So like people want to yield more. They want to, like, for example, like these companies like Jungle Boys, they get sponsored by Athena. So Athena gives them free nutrients and shit, or HV Grow, or whatever the fuck. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about in a sense, bro. But I'm like, I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That, you know, these companies giving them free nutrients or give them a discount, and they just pump it in, and then, oh, it's blowing white, it's clean, we're yielding a lot. They're like, cool, the consumers are buying it. But then again, it's like they're getting a chemical high. They're getting cracked off chemicals. It's not really an organic high.
That's terrible. That doesn't sound fun at all.
That's the legal market too, bro. You feel me?
That's scary, bro. I feel like most legal shit is kind of like that, though, you know?
Yeah, I say like 80%.
Yep.
You know, 80% of the facilities. And then like the ones that are doing live living soil and this and that, like sometimes the terp and the taste ain't right. Even though it blows super clean, it's got a real nice inhale, like the taste isn't right on the shit, bro.
Yeah, it's got to taste right, bro. If it don't taste right, smoke right, something's wrong with it. I'd rather just smoke some organic shit from the soil, you know?
Yeah.
But getting back into like a little bit of the old days, I know Snapchat used to be like a huge route of just everything. Did you ever get into the Snapchat days?
Yeah, bro. We actually started the whole Snapchat wave. You know what I mean? We were like the first ones to post product on Snapchat.
Really?
Poster menu. Yeah, we set up the etiquette. What I've done is I've engineered consumers together in this industry and created downlines of people doing business together. I've created a multi-billion-dollar empire. Billion. So, like, what I've done is on some Warren Buffett and Donald Trump shit, like, for real. Like,
of the weed.
Then again, it's kind of a barbershop debate, too, because there's no physical hard numbers. It is what it is. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. So, what I did is I basically showed consumers how to, consumers or online dealers, distros, online trappers, whatever you want to call it, distributors. Mm-hmm. I showed them how to post their menu. I showed them how to post flower. I showed them what the prices should be. So we helped organize the market throughout the world. Just so you know, just off my Snapchat, the original Cali Plug Snapchat, and me posting those prices at the time consolidated the market and gave consumers awareness. So no consumer out of town can hate on me, because at one point in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, a consumer didn't have choices. So if somebody brought them a Dep OG from Humboldt out to Tallahassee, Florida, they said it's $3,000. You got to buy it for $3,000, because first of all, the person's already got it there. They already took the felonious risk to get it there, and they might not have other options. So they have to pay that.
Yeah.
We showed people you can be an entrepreneur. We showed people you can move to California and do this and live the dream. And we showed people that anybody can do this. You know what I mean? And we created a lot of people on the back end, people that couldn't front end trap. It was too scary, too risky. They couldn't go pull up to people in trap houses and trap shops and all this and distros. So they had to be behind the screen. And there's some real successful people. Like I've seen people become multimillionaires off of my, I guess, my blueprint. Yeah. So we basically were the first ones to post product on Snapchat. We were the first ones to post prices on Snapchat. We showed people how to get verified. We created kind of like fly-in distro game. And then we created this etiquette that came on to Telegram. And then Telegram, people started posting their menu. We set the trends.
Yeah. And
as Cali Plug, I represent everyone. So we're a culture of, I guess, a culture of just cannabis users and cannabis. I don't use the word trappers, but just slangers, cannabis slangers, whatever. You feel me? Like, but that's what I pretty much did off my Snapchat, my original Snapchat. We engineered huge relationships that people are still benefiting off today. You know what I'm saying? And people just come up to me, and there's some people that are like, I wouldn't even be out in California if it wasn't for you. Like, I wouldn't be here. Like, you, even though I never maybe promoted them, they never this, they just know that this ecosystem trickled down from my Snapchat page. And if I never got the name Cali Plug on Snapchat, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
And the economy would be totally different. And no joke, packs might be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 right now. I swear to God, on everything. So, you know, the consumers and the out of town people need to love me. Everybody hustling out of town, the hustle flower. Like, there can't be no hate, bro. There can't be hate.
Yeah.
There can't be any hate at all, bro.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, God bless, because someone coming from out of town, I feel like we need to see someone like you who is setting the example. Like, hey, just because you don't live here doesn't mean you can't come here and do this shit. Like, that's super inspiring to see. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and the best thing about weed is it brings all cultures together. It brings all races together. Whatever you're coming from, European, Russian, this, Asian, Armenian, Israeli, this, white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't make a difference. Cannabis brings everybody together. And the dope thing about it is everyone's got their own business culture. Everybody's got their own humor. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying earlier, like Asian packs and stuff like that. I hate putting it in that category. And then, you know, my Armenians and this and that, and like white boys in Humboldt have their own culture. It's so dope, like seeing the weed culture like erupt and the slang and terminology that we created. Boxes, half box, pull up to my this, that, boom, you hear me? Trap condo, all this terminology, boom, Tom Brady, touchdowns, all this, that all came from us. All the lingo came from us.
That's sick.
Shout out E40
though. Damn, so that's really fucking cool to know that like you really did start a lot of the trends here in the cannabis industry.
Bro. Yeah, mandatory, yes.
And if I'm correct, I think your name is Cali Plug because you're not only just a plug in the weed, but you're also a plug for other things. Is that true?
I wish I could be doing all the plug stuff. I wish I could have rental cars and Airbnbs.
Yeah.
I wish I can have all that stuff. No, but I'm just right now. It's just all 420 products, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Hey. I wish I could be I wish I could be have a bunny ranch in Vegas and shit too. You feel me? Yeah, I could be the plug out there.
Nah, I feel
airplanes, be the plug for jets. I won't believe me. It'd be taking up too much mental space if I wanted to do all that. That's why I'm like, yo, I fuck with indoor bigs and smalls. I fuck with candies. My SKUs, my manufacturers do. This is what it is. What it is. You know what I'm saying?
Stick
like
to the one thing.
Yeah, bro. Like that's one I'm thinking. You know, keep it simple, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, what advice would you have to someone who is just getting into the industry right now?
You know, you first gotta have a passion. Like, you know, it can't be, you can't pride yourself on acceptance because then you get lost in the matrix. So a lot of these guys you see that they just want to be known or do something, sometimes it's social acceptance, peer acceptance, or social media acceptance. So we have to deflate that. We have to deflate the egos and understand that you just, whatever you want, you gotta really want it. You know, and you got to start somewhere and you got to get game from someone and you got to understand that, you know, you can't springboard relationship and run off on people and do this and do people dirty, especially you've been working for a company for a couple of years, then you go start your own company and you use their sauce and people are going to badmouth you in the industry. You feel me? And like I had a situation with that. Like the owners of Big Chief all used to work for me. You feel me? They ran off with my Instagram. They ran off with product, and you know we today till this day there hasn't been an apology or nothing or this or that. Like I appreciate y'all, and you know, and the same thing with High Tolerance. You know what I mean? Like I helped him start. You know, he never went on an interview and said that. Like, yo, Cali Plug help me from the jump. Like you feel me? And at the end of the day, like I can only have expectations of people, and that's the problem, is that if you set your expectations high of people and you expect a level of loyalty and morals, sometimes you won't get that. And we're in the dope game still. It's still the drug game, pharmaceuticals, narcotics, and there's no rules. It's the wild, wild west. So like I'm out here crying about, oh, these guys ran off with my Instagram page, Big Chief. I started Big Chief. Like, I mean, I don't really give a fuck because I got my own motion. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when I go to the Champ Show or I go to MJ BizCon and they got a big ass booth and they're bringing in $1 million in orders, and technically I should be probably getting 10% of all their sales, you know, it hurts me a little bit on a financial side, but I don't care, bro. Yeah. It's like I want everybody to win at the end of the day. Like, and it's like when you start getting involved with jealousy and envy and emotions and anger, it's like, fuck, bro. It's not healthy for you. Stress isn't healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And Bernard always says that, man. Stress isn't healthy. You know what I'm saying? So like I've had to teach myself to like, yo, let's fall back, breathe. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got my own motion, bro. I got 500 customers a day, bro. I got my own shit going on. I can't worry about any of their brand or what they got going on. Obviously, I'm going to speak about the brands in the sense that we need to understand what's going on in the market. We need to understand the market space. But at the end of the day, I got my own motion. I don't give a fuck. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I hear it. Definitely. Because what they can do is they can try to copy the blueprint, but they'll never have the sauce, you know?
They'll never have the sauce. And the thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, sometimes I lose money. And motherfuckers can't fathom that. They can't, like, you know? So I sell my ounces 100. Sometimes I sell them 120. Maybe today I'll sell them at $80 and I'll lose 20,000, 30,000 a day just to give back and show people. It's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. And that's what I like doing. I like having 50 different candies and pricing them all at 100 an ounce. Yo, everything's 100 a zip. Who gives a fuck? The customer wants it simple.
Yeah.
Ready? Raising Cane's. What do they have on the menu? Chicken strips, and bread.
Yep.
2 chicken strips, 3 chicken strips, 4. In-N-Out. What do they have on the menu? Burger, cheeseburger, double burger. You know, In-N-Out's menu, I want to be the same thing. Let me just have my zips and I'll have 40 flavors and let's make it simple and let's not charge tax and all this extra shit, you know. And speaking of the taxes too, like, you know, the legal people at the legal retailers, all they do is complain like, oh, this, that, the taxes. They're still killing it. All they need to do is they all need to get together right now. It's this simple. The biggest retail owners, the billionaires, you got Elliott with Catalyst, you got the Stizzy dudes, you got the Haven, you got like whatever other stores, you know, PCF, you got Burt up north, you got all these dudes that own big retails. All they need to do is get on the table right now and be like, you know what? March 1st, none of us are paying taxes. What's really going to happen? Just do it.
Yeah.
Like you guys were already freedom fighters and Prop 215 break-ins and dispensaries and robberies, and you guys have been through this shit. Just buck with the state now. Buck with the BCC and the DCR. You feel me? Buck with them. Buck with Newsom. Show them you're real freedom fighters. But they won't do it. You know what I mean? They just won't. They're too scared of losing the licenses. But if everybody does it at the same time, what could possibly happen? And then what happens to all the retailers? Do they shut them down and everyone goes back to the black market again? Like, what would really happen? So there realistically needs to be a legal market revolt against the taxes. And what they're doing is they're trying to put the taxes at 19%. You guys seen that? From 15 to 19%.
Yeah.
And if they do that, the legal shops are fucked. Like no one's every eighth is going to be $65, $70. Like everything's going to, because every legal store, they want to make 80 to 100% on their shelf.
Yeah.
Because that's how the state set it up for them. Technically, they should only be making 20%. And if they made 20%, they'd be successful. And the only person that's successful, realistically, is Burt in the 209. Shout outs to Burt, too. Real dope dude, dope individual, very humble. And he's set, if the SoCal retailers would just copy his formula and just mark up everything 20, 30%, there wouldn't be a black market. There wouldn't be anybody hurting. But it's just there's too much greed. There's too much greed, performance, partners, ratios. And I'm challenging him. Yo. And Elliott's this like crazy freedom fighter. And crazy thing about Elliott is that me and him used to be partners. Like, and I got so much love for him. And like, you're this freedom fighter. And I consulted him and his whole team and everything. And you know, he's always talking about Chads, but Elliott's whole team is Chads. You know, if you went to his boardroom, you'd be like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, no disrespect to my Chads. Get in it. I'm not disrespecting nobody. But if you're a real freedom fighter, stop paying taxes. Do it, bro. Do it. All you guys, Traditional, Stizzy, all the stores, boom, Catalyst, just stop paying taxes. Cookies. Yeah. What the fuck is gonna happen? Are you guys gonna get spanked?
Yeah.
Are they gonna spank you? Are they gonna hit you just do it, and then we could correct the market together. Everybody just needs to sit down at the table and just boom. March 1st, turn off your POS systems. Fuck metric. Just do it. Like what could really happen? Oh, we lose the licenses? Big deal. Buy another one. Like, who gives a fuck? Motherfuckers got billions of dollars, like billions of dollars, like room full, like El Chapo money. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, I'm not even capping with you, like boxes and boxes of money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like, people have been installed with so much fear from the government, bro. It's so sad, bro. Yeah. Or they could just jump on the medical train like me and just kind of follow my blueprint. You know, we want to just do medical only.
Yeah.
And we want to specialize in medical storage, medical parcels, caregivers, and just boom, just go the whole medical lane.
Just to touch on that real quick, do you think that medical is the future? Because I know I heard some talk about if it does go medical, then basically your insurance is going to be buying your weed.
Yeah, it just depends, bro.
Yeah.
You know, could be going to CVS. Hey, go get my Cali Plug from CVS. Tommy, go get. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
Definitely.
You know, it's just like I said, man, like the government installs so much fear for us, but at the end of the day, it's just domestication. You know what I mean? The black market is a made up word. White market is a made up word. And people have been convoluted. And like 2018, 19, people were scared, bro. They were scared.
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, yo, pull up my distro. What do you need here? Take these packs. Fuck metric. I'll rip these tags off. They'll burn. Like nobody gives a fuck anymore. So it's like, if nobody gives a fuck anymore, just stop paying taxes. All the distros do. Let's just shut the state down. March 1st. April 1st, at 420, just do it, bro.
Absolutely.
How about this? If just 20 retailers did this and 20 distros, it would be a whole uprising, bro. And there needs to be a revolt. It needs to be like Braveheart. Watch Braveheart. Y'all seen Braveheart?
Yeah.
And there needs to be some Braveheart shit that goes down.
Definitely.
That's what it is. Like, especially before federal legalization, it needs to be like a total emergency correction. And like, we need to sit down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to go sit down with Newsom and whoever fucking in charge of shit. And the first thing they need to do is waive the fucking taxes. And the second thing they need to do is, motherfucker just can't buy 1 ounce. Like, somebody wants to buy a QP, let them buy a QP. Like, who really gives a fuck? Like, they can go to 50 different stores and buy an ounce and price fucking go each one. There's actually a term for that, going from store to store. I forgot the name.
Bro, I had a friend come out here, and that's all he wanted to do was go get his first patient discount every single store. He's like, let's go. I was like, all right, bro.
It's a whole experience, bro. It's a whole
sure
experience. And you know what? The dispensary experiences suck now, bro. To tell you the truth, it just became too Apple, too corporate. Hey, I'm $1 short on my eighth right now. I only got $34. It's $35. Sorry, sir, we can't do it. Like back in the Prop 215 days, like, oh, you're short, bro. I got you, bro. Come on, this. Or, bro, I'm can I hold on an eighth? I'll pay you guys back tomorrow. We got you, Rico. You're good. Like, you feel me? Like, it's not like that anymore because it's the bud tenders. There's no connection. You feel me? It's like a Starbucks experience. So if you're getting local coffee or you're getting Starbucks coffee, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And there's all the mom and pop stores, and they've gotten fucked the hardest. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Shit, man. Well, you've definitely shared a lot of knowledge on this podcast today. Is there anyone you want to really shout out and shine a light on?
Just my whole team. Appreciate all y'all. I don't even want to say no names. I appreciate everyone. Shout out my whole team. Shout out my family. Shout out everybody. And everyone that supported me, man, to get where I'm at. It's crazy being on interviews and people like, yo, your achievements, and people calling me an OG. It's like, damn, bro. Like, it's insane. Like, and all I wanted to do was just rewrite the narrative. Like, let's think a different way. Let's use the left side of our brain instead of the right side of our brain. Like, damn, maybe he is right. Yeah. Maybe we should stop paying taxes. Like, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should hook the consumers up. Maybe we should start selling ounces. I just want to like, maybe we should just do stuff different. Like, we've just all been trained to do stuff this way. Let's take the side street. You feel me? Let's jump off the 101. I'll just take Ventura Boulevard the whole way down. Yeah. And just cruise Ventura. You feel me?
Absolutely. We definitely need people like you to keep the industry leveled and obviously the egos down. But man, we appreciate you coming out today. Where can the people find you?
CaliPlug on Instagram, CaliPlug.app. They can download the app. We have an app. We're big on technology, data. You feel me? That's it, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Green Rush Nation. Shout out 17K. Shout out all my people. Nature Refined still. Shout out the bros, Jerry and Unc.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, bro. Love y'all. All right.
We appreciate you coming out. This is the Green Rush Nation podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on your notifications. Tell your mom, your sister, your brother, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.
Green Rush. Anytime y'all need me on, I'm there. I love y'all. And
Thank you very much.
Here's some goodies for y'all, whoever comes in and stuff, okay?
Appreciate you.
I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hits so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on a 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5, shit, get up and leave.